All right. Well, good evening, everybody. And thank you for joining us for another episode of Mid States Live. Tonight, our guest is Mr. Brian Howe from Fremont. If you're wondering where Brent is, he is here. He may not be live with us on camera tonight. He's had an emergency internet outage, but he will be commenting from time to time. So it just might be me and Brian tonight. Thank you again, everybody, for hanging out with us. We'll go over a few household things and then we'll get into Brian here. Let me get some of these banners clicked off here. As always, give us a like and a subscribe. This is our YouTube channel here. Come say hi. And let's go over to our comments and welcome some of our folks. And speaking of Brent, there he is. Hey, Evan, how are you tonight? Welcome to everybody else. So, again, we've got Brian Howe with us. We got some great shows coming up this weekend. Wanted to give a shout out to Eric Hollingsworth. He had posted a couple of those shows, as well as PJ and Phil Griggs. The big one, I think, is going to be down in Lincoln this weekend at the swap meet at the old Lancaster Event Center. So if you want to go see that, it is all weekend, I think Saturday and Sunday. We might get the poster posted up there. If you haven't seen it, we might show a little bit later tonight. Doing homework, huh? There you go, Evan. That's a good boy. We do have some other things coming up as well. What do we see here? March 8th, Brent and I will be up in New Prague again. So if you want to come hang out with there, if you're in that area, come say hi. And then March 15th is the Tulsa show. That's another really, really great show. Close to 200 tables. People coming from Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, even from Mexico and Central America for that one day. So you get a chance to go do that show. I highly recommend that. Give Kim Locke and all the folks down there some love because they do an amazing job. Followed by that, we've got March 22nd down in Topeka. The boys down there are going to be in the Armory again, close to 100 tables ready to rock and roll, lock and load, and have a great time there as well. So get in touch with Buck Shea or briannitcher or anybody from the Topeka Club or Capital City, as they're more commonly known. They'll take care of any needs or answer any questions for you as well. After that, we've got some things in April, like our next show, which will be out in Elmwood on April the 6th. The day before, Kansas City will be hosting their show, the Mocan guys, along with Carl Smith. It might be just Carl Smith hosting. I don't know. I don't know if the club is involved with it or not. But again, another great show. Yeah, he's internet challenged tonight. There, Brian. Hey, Fred, how are you? It's good seeing you at Dollar General the other day, picking up some Pokemon cards. Then after that, we got April 15th. We'll be in Des Moines, which will be the last show before Nationals. And once we get done with that, then it's a week of fun in St. Louis. And then it's back to the grind again. Yep, internet no worky. Brian or Nick, how are you? And so let's talk a little bit about our guests, or if you guys got some questions here before we get into it. Brian Howe is our guest tonight. He is from Fremont, I believe, and hopefully, if I'm wrong, he'll correct me here. He was part of the original club that was back in the day. I want to say that. I'm not 100% sure, but my gut's telling me he was. And he's going to talk about all that he likes to do and all his wonderful collection there. He's got a great display for us to show tonight. Maybe he'll talk about a few of the pieces. But if y'all are ready, let's get Mr. Brian on, and let's do this.
Hey, everybody.
All right. Well, welcome, Brian, and thanks for participating in this. I know I've been wanting to do this and have you on for a while now, and I'm
wow.
we've got a chance to make it happen. So thank you so much for coming on. Why don't you start off with a little bit about yourself?
Let's see, I'm in my 50s. Was in the Army. Been all over the world. I've been collecting probably since I was 5. When I go with my grandparents' house, I'd play with my uncle's red lines. And then I always begged him and begged him and begged him. And then finally, 86, I think he finally gave them to me. So I've been collecting since then.
Okay. Nice. And our first question from Evan. Evan wants to know if you're Iowa or Nebraska.
Well, I'm a Husker through and through.
There we go. That's what I wanted to hear. Yeah, Evan makes the mistake of rooting for Iowa, so we'll forgive him.
Hey.
We all make mistakes in life, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you talked about it a little bit already, but you said you've been collecting since you're 5. How did you get started?
Well, like I said, I always got Hot Wheels from my grandma for Christmas and birthdays. Then I'd play with my uncle's red lines. I was really careful because otherwise he wouldn't let me play with them. And so that's kind of what got me started. And then I really didn't start heavily collecting till probably 2001.
Okay.
I had a roommate. Now, a correction, I was never in the original club.
I wanted to. I'm glad you're clearing that up.
Several of the shows that were over on 72nd and Grover,
okay.
Which those were some pretty nice shows. And it was probably my roommate, I think, was originally in it, a Wyatt Offenkamp, but he doesn't sell anymore or collect anymore. But he was the one that really got me into the hardcore, filling my basement up Hot Wheel collection.
Nice. Nice. Were those at the hotel over on 72nd and Grover? Because I had heard that that's where they had a lot of those shows back at. Nice. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, Evan's got another one. He goes, no, he's not. He goes, no, I'm also a Cardinals fan. Well, there's 2 strikes against him right there because I'm a Cubs fan. He goes,
what? Red Sox.
Ugh. That's almost as worse. No. Evan wants to know what's your favorite mid-states game. Now, for those of you who don't know, we like to have fun in the downtimes, and we play this duck game where we have somebody who has blue on their table, and we try to dump as many ducks on them without getting caught throughout the show, and whoever has the highest count wins. They don't win anything. It's just for fun. So have you ever participated in
I have never participated in any of it. I've only sold at the Fremont shows, and then I think I've sold at a couple of the Brad Beebe shows in Lincoln.
Okay. Because you're usually in and out.
Yeah.
If I remember right. Which is pretty cool, though. Let's say you were at Diecast Meet, weren't you? That's the one that was at the auditorium?
Yes.
Yeah. How did you like that?
I liked it.
It's a pretty good show.
Now, you're talking about when Fremont was last time, right?
No, this was when Brian Klein was hosting it, and we had it was in downtown at the city auditorium.
No,
Okay.
I really like. I mean, you guys had that well organized. I think just a little hiccups in the morning. We didn't quite have the table set.
Yeah, that kind of caught us a little bit behind, but I think we all worked together to get that worked out. I would say that was probably the only really big hiccup from that show.
Now you said the numbers were up, but I was kind of disappointed as many collectors there are in Fremont that I don't think I saw as many people come in. That I was expecting a lot more.
At the one,
at the one, about the Fremont downtown.
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah, we didn't know what to expect, and we thought we were kind of getting everything out there, but I think everybody was so crowded around each other, it made it look like it wasn't very slow or down. So every show is different. You're always learning something, and I think we probably could have done some more advertising with that. Yeah.
But then your last time you were in Fremont at the Christensen Field, I thought that was a great show too.
Good. Yeah, we had some good guests, plenty of space.
Yeah.
There's definitely plenty of space there. Moving on here. Now, are you a Blackwalls guy, a Redline, or modern era cars, and why?
I am everything.
Nice.
Basically, well, let me grab.
Oh, show and tell time already.
Folks. No. This is how much use it's gotten. The old Tom Lawrence price guide.
Yep.
I start out Redline, and then basically I love getting all the new castings, new releases, and like the new to main lines. But if everybody's ever seen this, you got the cars, and then you got it like A, B, C, and D. My main goal is to get every A.
Okay.
So I'm actually getting really, really close.
Until they release something new again.
Yeah. Well, some of the newer stuff, it's kind of hard because like the Redline Club, sometimes it's just so hard to get in there and get something. Because by the time you get in there, it's sold out. And then some of the other new castings are so darn expensive, I'd rather focus on getting what Redlines I need left or Blackwalls. So.
Gotcha. And that makes sense too, because, when you're sitting there looking at it and you have car A, car B, and car C from those eras, you never know which one's going to be that one that's going to be like, yeah, I'm never going to see that one again, and picking your price point's got to be a lot with it. I mean, the demand is so out there right now with so many collectors.
Yeah, the price is just skyrocketing right now on some of that older stuff.
And
too.
Yeah, I feel like the Blackwalls are starting to hit where the Redlines were at maybe 10, 15 years ago with some of these castings. Although I think there's more Blackwall stuff that's on a card that has survived that more so than the Redlines did.
Yeah.
I think Redlines were played with a lot more than Blackwalls, but Blackwalls were played with a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So are you into variations at all? Or if you are, which ones do you like?
Like, what do you mean by variations?
Well, I remember hearing one time you were talking about you're trying to get the BMW M1 Pro car, the original M1 Pro, the original M1. And you were looking for a specific base variation, whether it was Hong Kong or Malaysia.
That's because the Hong Kong is the A in the price guide.
Okay.
It was the Hong Kong was the first release, and then the Malaysia was released after.
So that goes back into your getting the first. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, Evan wants to know.
Yes, I did. I was a
Okay.
boxer. I'm a
Ooh.
3-time national champ, 1-year runner-up, in fact.
Wow, golden gloves?
No, silver gloves.
Silver?
I started
Okay.
when I was 10 and fought for 4 years.
Nice.
I think I had 100 wins and 16 losses.
Wow.
I fought once in the Army and won, and then you just get old.
Yeah, you know what you do in your 20s, you pay for in your 30s.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that a bunch when I was in. All right. What does it mean to you to be part of a club? Maybe not this one specifically, but or any other club that you've been a part of.
Well, I like mid-states. There's always somebody there that has information or knowledge that, for the most part, everybody shares knowledge. Like I can come to you and ask you stuff. Brian Barron is an awesome source of knowledge when it comes to red lines and Grand Toros and stuff like that. And there's a lot of guys that all have their kind of niche.
Mm-hmm.
Like PJ, I mean, knows all the new M2s and some of the newer releases, and you and Brent know all the new stuff that's coming out. And I just need to find somebody that's like Willie Washington that you had on. Was that last year?
Yeah.
Like, he's a blue card maniac.
Oh yeah.
If I could find somebody that was like, I need to find somebody between 75 and 89 era, kind of the pre-blue card, post-red line.
Yep.
That would be.
Yeah, all the rainbow cards, as they like to call them.
Yeah.
The workhorse cards. Yeah. Yeah, those are all really, really cool stuff. I don't know if we really have anybody like that. I mean, if you wanted to know about a Cord, an Auburn 852, or a Duesenberg, go talk to Adam.
Yeah.
Go talk to Adam Graves. I would agree with you. There are definitely some folks here that have knowledge in certain areas, and they are willing to share it. So that's pretty awesome that you came up with that. Nick wants to know, what is one of your favorite, I don't know what that's supposed to, castings from back in the day and a more recent one?
Some of my favorite castings, I actually grabbed 2 of them. I love the 32 Vicky.
Oh, there you go.
There
you go, right there.
And the Porsche 917.
Oh, nice choices.
I love that. And the Superfine Turbine. I don't know if you guys, the original one, not the Redline Club re-release.
Gotcha.
As for new stuff, oh man, that's so they got so much really cool cars coming out that's just tough. And that's one reason why I like Hot Wheels, is because you don't have to focus on one car. You can get everything.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing I've been struggling with. I'm down to 3 main castings. The MR2 from the blue card era. Obviously the 34, R34. Well, just about any Skyline period. And then for me, the last one is the 69 Charger, I think, or any GTX, probably more so than the Chargers. So that's kind of where I focus at. But yeah, you're not wrong. And this year it seems to be a little bit more focused on the Euro side. Than still quite heavy in JDM, but yet we're getting things like the Hirohata Merc, which I love that. That thing is beautiful. And it's already a super. So
yeah.
Good choices. Good choices. Let's see. Where does it have you gone Hot Wheels shopping outside the country?
Yes, I have.
There's a reason why I asked you that one.
Well, the first place was in 2000. I went to spring break in Cancun. Granted,
Nice.
It wasn't in college. One of my buddies worked for Hilton, and we got a cheap flight and cheap hotel in Cancun. And while they're out drinking, I took the taxi to the nearest mall and ended up picking up some pretty cool Mexican race cars, Hot Wheels.
Okay.
So, and then my soon-to-be wife, my fiance, she's from Vietnam, and every time we go back, I hit all the toy stores that I can and pick up a couple. Actually, I think this last time I brought Brian Barron back one.
Oh, nice.
So
nice. Are the packaging any different, or is it like secondhand shops where they like somebody bought a collection and they put them up in their store?
No, it's all the store. They're just the same packages that you buy here. It's just has the Vietnamese sticker on the back. That's all in Vietnamese and all that stuff. And
gotcha.
When it comes down to, they're actually about $5 a piece for
wow.
which is crazy because a lot of people there only make $5 a day. So
wow.
So yeah, but they're everywhere in all the stores there.
Oh, nice.
Not even Hot Wheels, and then all the different the Japanese brands and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Cool. Let's see here. What car would you like to see Hot Wheels make?
What cars? Well, there's quite a few actually. When I grew up, my folks had a 37 Ford flatback.
Okay.
And anybody out there, you need to Google it because I think they don't need any customizing at all. It is an awesome looking car. I think that would be cool. I've been in cars all my life. My dad was a drag racer growing up, and then he did car shows. From what I was told, when I was 2 days old, I was at the drag strip. So, but every year they have these big time car shows where they got what is it called? The Riddler Award and stuff like that, which are like the top car for the year. I think it'd be cool if every year Hot Wheels would have like a series of like the top car show cars. And then I'm sure Japan's and Europe's got to have something too. It'd be kind of cool to bring in more Europe and Japanese cars into the Hot Wheel collection.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And then for those that are wanting to see what that is, there we go.
That's it. Yeah.
There we go. Maybe that'll be a little bit bigger for everybody to see. But that is essentially the car you're looking for.
Yep.
Right there. So there is that 37 Ford flatback. I think that would be a cool car.
It would.
It's not quite the 36 coupe, and it's not quite a fat fendered 40 either, but it's a good mix of both.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that would be a good one as well. Let me get back into the stream here. Evan wants to know, have you gone Hot Wheel hunting all day, like leave in the morning and go all over the place?
Kinda. Like I'll take my nephews and we'll go into Omaha and we'll hit a lot of the antique stores, like Aardvarks, and then go downtown to the old market and stuff like that. And then we'll hit the Walmarts and Targets and stuff like that. And then I take them out to lunch. And so it's a good bonding, but it's also good for me.
I hear you. So if you could change anything in the RLC, what would you change and why?
The one thing that gets me, a lot of collectors it's kind of a hit and miss. I can see both sides where some people want the value, some people want just to collect. I think if you're a paying member of the Red Line Club, then you should be able to have a chance to get a lot of these cars that they release instead of them selling out. Granted, even in the early redline clubs, you know, they had a limited of 5,000 to 7,000 cars. And there's probably a lot more collectors now, especially with the internet and stuff. But it's like, it's tough when you're a working person and you get on and it's already sold out before you even log in.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Mattel's been really good about listening about that. And, you know, I think they got tired. Again, this is just my opinion. I think they kind of got tired of well, we made 10,000 and y'all still aren't happy. Okay, well, we'll make 20. And then 20 wasn't good enough. And then became 25 and then 30. And they just said, well, you know what? We'll open the floodgates. And now everybody's unhappy because the floodgates are open. And I was like, oh, they lost the exclusivity. But if I was Mattel in the boardroom, I'd be like, look, man, we did what you wanted, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I see your point with it. It's a double-edged sword. Well, it really is.
Like some of those people that buy them aren't like when it first came out, you had to be a Redline Club member to get certain cars. And then other cars were just, you know, floodgate open. If they could still kind of go back to that way you're for sure you're going to get people buying their membership. But then I guess they kind of do now. Was it that $120?
Yeah.
Where you got to pay. So it's basically a VIP.
The overdrive. Yeah. The overdrive. Yeah. And that's what I like about overdrive is because I work in a job at 11 o'clock in the morning. It's really busy for us. You know, there's a lot of required things that have to happen at 11.
Yeah.
So, you know, this guy right here ends up buying cars for me a lot. And now I don't have to worry about that. So yay to that guy. So yeah, I can see your point with that. Why you would, you know, the point that you're trying to make on both sides of it. It really is a double-edged sword. You know, on one hand, we're giving the collectors everything they want, and then on the other hand, it's like, well, where'd the exclusivity go?
Yeah.
You know, one thing that I hear about, and I don't know what your thoughts are on it, is the quality's gone down, and the castings, they keep repeating them. Well, I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah.
You know, what do you feel about like that? Those repeating castings?
I think there's enough cars out there where if they have to repeat it over and over and over again, then I think they do need to refresh. Because there's certain cars that it seems like they come out with just a new paint job for the Redline Club car. You know, it's the same casting for the past 10 years, just different paint job.
The R34 is one of those. I've come to notice. 55 gassers is another one.
Yeah.
But I think that's what they do is they know it'll sell, right?
Yeah. Well, for a while there, it was what the was it the drag bus or whatever that was?
Yeah, those were very popular as well. And then the 510 wagons, and then you know, but back in the day, you know, look at how many 67 Camaros were done. Look at how many Purple Passions were done.
Yeah.
And now it's like
and the Bone Shaker.
And Bone Shakers. Yep, you're not wrong with that. Okay. But yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you as some of the repetitiveness of it all is kind of hurt things. What are your thoughts on the return of Ferrari?
I like it. I hope that they come with some of the older Ferraris, like some of the ones that you see in what is that, Cars on the Green or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But I also like the F1s and the Grand Pro-Ams and stuff like that. I think it'd be cool.
My hope is
as long as they do it justice.
That's what our
cheap plastic base and.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going to go with it. My hope is that they keep them more so towards the premium and RLC maybe we'll finally get our first convention Ferrari.
No, that would be cool.
That is something that hasn't been done ever, I think. I think if they stay away from some of the flame jobs and the Italians are very exacting.
Yeah. Ferrari's really strict on colors and stuff like that.
Yeah, they are, and if you followed what Gas Monkey Garage had done with that F40, I mean, they're literally getting blocked from getting parts. So
yeah,
I
mean, I think they did that car super justice, though. I mean, that car turned out beautiful.
Yeah, it way better than what they did. I really hope that the folks at Ferrari and Mattel both learn from what happened in the past 10 years as well. I think my hope is that Ferrari learned that, well, not being with Mattel has really hurt our brand in the diecast world. Now, that's not to say that the other brands are horrible. I'm not saying that.
I would say it's the U.S. market, though.
Yes.
Because
I would agree with that.
Like, you can go overseas and you can get the Ferraris in, was it the Majorite and stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah. But you only have Maisto here.
Yeah.
But no, you're not wrong with that. I think you're hitting on a very big point, the U.S. market here. But as far as the castings that you're wanting to see, yeah, I want to see something newer than a Le Ferrari, but I want to see some of the vintage 50s and 60s type stuff. I want to see the Ford versus Ferrari.
That would be cool. Yeah.
2-pack in car culture. That would be awesome.
As long as metal base and real riders. I love the car culture cars, but when they got the plastic base and plastic wheels, it's like, why am I paying this price for a mainline?
The only ones that I can remember that had plastic wheels when they redid this, the speed machines from 2009, not the OG ones from like 81. They did the plastic wheels there, and I was like, wasn't really digging it, but then it kind of made sense after a while. But yeah. Brent, do you think you'll be able to get Hunter rip a car? Evan, don't worry. He'll rip one for you in person in Des Moines, right in front of your face. Yeah, I really hope that the Ferrari thing, I think both sides kind of realized they needed each other. And I hope that we get to see some really great cars coming out. I actually do hope that there's some mainlines, because I want everybody to be able to have a Ferrari in their collection.
Yeah. And
even at $1.25, it's still a good value.
Yep.
With it. Let's see. Do you collect any other brands besides Hot Wheels?
I've got some older Matchbox. I've got some of the newer M2s. M2s are neat, but like what we were saying earlier, it's the same casting, different paint job on a lot of them.
Yeah. Are you a Coke fan in M2? Or whatever soda brand they're hawking this week?
Basically, I like the drag racing series that came out. A lot of the gassers and the older trucks and stuff like that, and the funny cars. But to me, what the brand or Coke or whatever like that, that doesn't want to push me to buy it.
No, I like the more realistic stuff. Don't get me wrong. I think like some of their delivery stuff is cool. And some of their hauler like stuff when they're going to the track stuff, that's kind of cool. But yeah, Coke everything all the time.
It's cool with the Christmas trees and stuff like that, but
yeah, it gets repetitive. It's kind of like some of the same cars being done over and over. Okay, you showed a couple favorite castings already. Is there any other castings that jump out to you that are like, ooh, I gotta have this? Or is there like any unique ones? Because I'm looking back on your display back there, and I see.
you
I
froze.
think that's. Oh, hopefully I'm froze. In the background, you've got on your display there, you've got the double decker white bus with the Pepsi logo, and I think, is that a Leo?
Those are French.
Those are French.
Get a better. All right. The glare. So we got.
Oh, there's the food service.
You got the. Oh, man, this is kind of hard. You got the cargos. You got airport. You got the security. You got the food services. Am I getting that?
Yeah, you're perfect. So, you got the little cube box there.
Yeah, that's a Leo. That's an old Leo.
Yep, I see that in the bottom there.
And then,
now is that Ford?
The Torino is a Mexican the Fireball or whatever.
Yep. Now is the Ford van, is that a flip out?
Ford van.
The one that has TV on it.
The one
yellow.
What?
It's a white Ford Aerostar van with the yellow TV at the top.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's one of the flippers.
Yep, it's a flip out. Okay, yep. Gotcha. Oh, yep, very nice.
All my crack ups. But yeah, those are all right there. Those are all French.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And then
those are awesome.
Let's see. It's kind of. You got all the Leos, and then the Internationals.
Nice.
And then I got the Japanese. Oh wow, it's kind of hard using my wife's iPad.
Oh, well, you're doing a great job.
So yeah, I mean, anything and everything Hot Wheels.
There you go. I see you had a few carded red lines as well, so that's pretty cool too.
Yep.
So we'll skip that question till the end. It's always the last question. Are you a loose guy or a carded guy, and why?
Red lines, I'm loose because I can't afford carded, and they're just easier to display because I've got like some homemade cases like what you got in the back.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
In my upstairs, and that's where all my red lines are.
Nice.
So, but newer black walls and up, I like carded.
Okay. So this made me think of a question here. I mean, obviously you served like I did. When you were in and collecting, how did you transport your collection from base to base to base?
I didn't have to. All my stuff stayed home. I was stationed in Germany, and I wasn't married then, so I was in the barracks.
Okay.
And I wasn't a big time collector then. I was more about going out and partying. I hate to say. It makes me wonder what my collection would look like now if I would have. Because that's when like a lot of the semis, the steering rigs and stuff like that were out. So
plus all those French cars.
Yep.
That would have been that would have been really awesome.
See, and I didn't know I was stationed in Germany, and I did go to a couple German diecast stores. But when you asked for Hot Wheels, they didn't know what I was talking about. Now, if I knew that it was Heist Radar and then the Gran Toros brand, I would have maybe been able to find some older stuff. But
Nice.
the internet's definitely been helped.
Yeah, it definitely made things a lot easier. Have you ever, or would you ever, like to go to a convention like out at LA or the Nationals?
I would love to. The hard thing is since my wife's Vietnamese, about every 2 years, every 3 years, we go back to visit her family for 3 weeks.
Okay.
So that's the main priority there in my life.
No, that's a
Her
great
and
priority.
family. So
If you were to able to go, what would you like to do? What part of that of convention is the most appealing or most interesting to you?
going to the hotel and going room to room and BSing with all the other collectors, seeing what they've got for sale, and just meeting everybody. Because it's like you on like Facebook, you got all the groups that sell and you buy stuff like, like Jeff Drew and all, what was it, Greg? I can't think of his name now. But it'd just be nice to be able to meet the person face to face than dealing with over Facebook.
Yeah, getting to see the folks like Chad Kirby, Chad LeSueur, Joe Wiggins, Jason Thompson. Jeff Drew is a trip, man. Every time I talk to him, he is the most humble, down-to-earth guy you will ever meet. Chuck Shelton, Greg Sully, Roy Friend, Mike Barnes, just the convention staff too. Those guys are all great, whether it's Cindy, Barb, or Steve Riddell. Plus, getting to meet the Mattel folks and go and see Mike Zarnock and Lee Allen and Chris Walker when he was still alive and with us. He was always great to hang out with too. So I can see why you would want to do that part of it. Willie would be another guy too that, I think you two would have a great time together and pick each other's brains a lot. So hopefully that gets to happen for you.
Well, me and Willie, I used to chat with him, not on the phone, but, text message and stuff like that. Maybe 6-7 years ago, he would occasionally, before he started his, Blackwall page and stuff like that, I think he occasionally sold stuff, and I bought some stuff from him, and then I would start asking him questions. And like I've got the Megaforce Hot Wheels, and he's got an awesome collection of those. And Chris, that passed away, built him the motorcycle and put it on a card. Yeah. And I've been after him forever to get me in connection with whoever made that for him, because I'd like to add that to my collection. And then he passes away. Yep. Chris got to come out to Sioux City a couple of times. And that was great that he got to do that. But every time that I ever talked to him in the autograph line, super nice, super humble. And he made you feel like you're the most important person in the room at the time when you were talking. Well, you're good at that too at the Hot Wheels shows. I like to talk to people. That is true. But you're always busy talking. You'll be talking and somebody comes up to you. I struggle with that because everybody is important. And if they've taken the time to come and they've taken the time to ask me a question, I want to make sure I try to answer it without, I remember the last time we were in Norfolk, we were talking and then somebody came up and grabbed me. We were talking about the Barbie, what was it? The Barbie Camaro, I think, right? Yep. And then, it was a really good conversation. And then it's like, you got to go take care of this. And then now, well, okay, well, we'll make it work. And then that's kind of how this all came about. Yeah, actually, yeah. So, I try to talk to everybody as much as I can. And, I think that's something that Brent and I both struggle with because everybody wants to talk to us.
and we don't want to feel like they're being ignored either.
Yeah.
Evan wants to know, is there a specific designer that you haven't met that you would like to meet?
The one designer that I would like to meet isn't around anymore. I've got a Larry Woods autograph car, and I got a couple cars that with his from his collection with the the sticker that I've never. It'd have been really cool to meet him.
Yeah, Larry, he does LA, he does LA for sure, but I haven't seen him at a nationals, I think, in a while, and I think the only way you're going to see him now is if you go to LA or some special event. But yeah, Larry would be cool to meet. Very, very nice and pleasant guy. And again, like with most people in the community, if you give them, you ask them a question, they'll give you your full undivided attention and try to answer it as best you can. So good choice there.
I would like to see his collection.
I would too. I know we got close once. We got about this close. We talked to the right guys, but it just didn't work out. That would have been cool. That would have made the LA trip in 2018 that much better, but it just didn't happen. But, the pictures and the videos don't do it justice.
Yeah.
Okay, Brent. Yeah, here's the last, the one question that we saved for last. All right, for your loose cars,
driver's side.
Which way do you face them? Driver's side out?
Yep.
Yes. Ha, Brent.
I don't know why.
That's the way I face them. That's the only way to face them. Driver's side out. So that gives me 3 now. But yeah, that's the favorite question we get with everybody. It's always, which way do you face your cars? And it's like, I didn't realize it was such a big debate, and now it is.
I'm a stickler to details, so it's like I can't have them facing different ways.
Oh,
and
no.
I think when I first started displaying them in the display cases, I went with the side that looked the best. And I think then it's just been like that ever since.
Yeah. Okay. Is your collection bigger than or smaller than me or Brent's? Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a tough question. It really is. I don't think everybody knows the craziness that goes on at Brent's house. I know that there's a lot of stuff that people haven't seen. And I haven't seen everything with yours. I'm sitting somewhere around between 4,500 and 6,000. That's kind of where I'm at.
Man, I don't know. I just know I got a basement full.
Yeah, I got a 16 by 16 room and I kind of bumped out a little bit, but not enough.
But then you got cars, you got tracks, you got box sets. I mean,
yeah, that's true. Were you into the train sets at all?
The Hot Wheels?
Yeah.
I've got, for Christmas, when it first came out from JCPenney's for my grandma, I got the train set. And then just recently, I think I got them from Jeff Drew. 2 loose, an engine and a car. But
nice. Yeah, I picked up the 2 last Blackwall era things that I picked up this playset wise was the freight, the cargo freight train set, and one of the Hot Wheels USA sets. Where back when you could put them together and they had the lights that you could make them go red and green and yeah. Did you have a lot of the play sets when you were a kid, or is it just
I do,
the
and
cars?
I still have them.
Nice. Can they? Do you still put them together?
No, now they're now that I don't have room for that, but they're all either in totes or on a shelf.
So how did you? Are your stickers still good, or have you had trouble preserving them because hot, cold, and
Mine have, as long as I don't open them, they're still on. But for the most part, if you open it up, the glue's completely gone, so they fall out. So I gotta put them in a bag and keep it with the play set.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's what I struggled with too, because some of those Hot Wheels USA ones, some of the stickers were really good and they stayed on, and some of them were falling off. So I was gonna pick your brain on how you preserve those, but it looks like the same way I do, put them in a baggie.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have reproduction stickers though.
Yeah.
On your red lines, do you keep them? Are they all like original as they were, or have you had to replace like wheels or windshields? And
I'd say 90% of mine are original. I've got a few reproduction ones that I got off of eBay because they're like, I think it's a Revers. I don't know if you remember the Revers.
Yeah.
The rubber band. There's a Corvette. And if you look at the prices now of them, they're pretty high. And I got one's a repaint, and then I got a couple other harder to find red lines that are repaints. And then once I got all one of every red line, I started getting into the earlier red lines. You had Hong Kong or US base,
right?
And I managed to pick up a couple red lines missing the wheels that were the Hong Kong bases that I ended up putting aftermarket red line wheels on them.
Gotcha. I think a lot of people have done that. I mean, there's a lot of debate in the red line community about do you leave them as is, or do you find the parts to put them back together? So I was just curious on what your thoughts were on that.
A lot of mine, it's like you got people that collect for the value. I collect just to collect Hot Wheels in a way. I mean, I don't want to lose my butt when I go to give it to my family when I die, but I like if they're displayable, if they're aftermarket wheels, they're aftermarket wheels.
Right. So do you use Amazon or eBay or Facebook Marketplace to buy?
I used to use eBay a lot till they started getting the different Facebook groups. And then for a while there, when there was really no Hot Wheel shows around, I mean, I hit a lot of swap meets, find a lot of stuff there. And then Brad Beebe, when they quit having the toy show in Fremont, I know he started having his Lincoln show.
Okay.
So you hit those, and then I remember meeting you before you started Mid-States at Brad's show. You were selling your reproduction repaints.
Yep.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, those days. Those were a long time ago.
And so that's how I get them now.
Okay.
Through our Hot Wheels shows and through Facebook.
If how would you encourage someone to start collecting black walls? How would you steer them towards that direction?
Ooh, that's tough. I wish you would have given me that pre-question. That's, I don't know.
On the spot.
That is, because it's tough because, like, you go to the Hot Wheels shows and everybody wants the new stuff, whether it's the new Johnny Lightnings, the new M2s, or the new Redline clubs and stuff like that. And there's not a lot of people selling the older black walls, so it's like there's nobody there to kind of show them in a way. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess it's how deep or what kind of collector they want to be. I mean,
Right.
because it's like you got your red lines and then black walls, which at the time growing up, they were everywhere. But now it seems like our era of black walls are hard to find now.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, I can remember picking up black walls not even 3-4 years ago for less than $10, you know.
Yeah.
And now, you know, if you want original Real Riders series stuff, that's a minimum $30 a car.
Yeah.
Carded, you know.
But at least black walls, you're guaranteed a metal body and a metal base.
Well, yes and no, because you know the transitional years in the mid 70s. I mean, I can look at a car right now. I don't know where I re-put it at. The Monte Carlo, not the Dale Earnhardt version Monte Carlo with the Aero Coupe, but the lowdown.
Okay.
Lowdown. That had a plastic base.
Yeah,
that was 70s.
The chrome plastic base. Yeah.
It's weird that a lot of people don't understand that there are plastic base era cars from back then.
Yep, I keep forgetting that. That and then some of the super vans were plastic.
Yep.
base.
And the Rescue Rangers as well. You know, and it's still pretty cool though because it's just different.
Yeah.
No, but I think we are about out of time. All that we have left for tonight is to do some cardboard carnage. And I know I kind of sprung it on you late. So if you don't have one, I've got two for you tonight. And we can go. If you do have one and you want to go first, go for it.
I grabbed one that I've always wanted to open. It is the 73 Holden. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. 73 Holden. Nice.
I think that's a really wicked looking car.
I wish they would do more older Holdens as well. Because when I see that car, I think of Mad Max.
Yep.
I do. That's a great car. All right, do it to it. Raise it up high. There we go.
Wow, this is weird for me.
There we go. There is the Holden. Good choice for tonight. So I've got two. I've got two here. Well, Brent's just collect what you like. Don't worry about the value. Solid advice as always. Evan goes agreed. Well, I decided to rip this tonight. I've wanted this car for a while. This is one of the few supers I really, really wanted from last year. This is the 77 Firebird. We'll throw it in there. See, treasure hunt thing. We don't like cardboard around here. And
that is sweet.
There we go. Now, for those who do like collect cardboard, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
No.
Hot Wheels you. Okay. Did you have another one for tonight? Only if you want to. Oh, that's a solid.
I mean,
one.
no red line clubs or supers, but this was just actually sitting out in front of me. So
there you go. I like that bone shaker. There you go. Open roof. Yep. That's from that Larry Wood 10-car design set from a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Good choice. All right. So for tonight, my last one, I'm intentionally doing this because right now this car is just going crazy across the internet.
Oh, yeah, it is.
The insanity, the pricing, the availability for an exclusive has just been insane. So for your viewing pleasure tonight, we're going to do the Dollar General purple 83 Silverado. Now, because we don't like things like cardboard, we're going to do a special rip. And I won't throw it all over the place because the pups are around and they'll eat it. So, oops, did I do that? And there you go, folks. The 83 Silverado in purple, your Dollar General exclusive for this year, one of 4. If you get a chance to get one, get one. They're cool. I enjoyed it. This was actually a lot of fun. One of the few cars I've had a great enjoyment out of ripping. So again, thank you so much, Brian, for coming on tonight.
No problem.
I appreciate you being a part of this club and being a part of the overall Hot Wheels community. And, we'll see you in Fremont or see you down in Elmwood here in April. You're always welcome to come. Bring some stuff with you. Bring your buddies, your pals, your friends. And we will see you all next week with another episode. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but just pay attention. Be kind to each other out there in the aisles and have fun. And say goodnight, everybody.
Night,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.